Well, I'm coaching 41 years, and I don't think I've ever been as proud of a basketball team as I am this basketball team. You know, we have 3 front court players out. We're playing 2 walk-ons for 4 or 5 minutes in the first half, and they didn't lose anything but get the lead. I can't be. You just feel like a proud father. I can't be any prouder of a basketball team, and I told them that. David Levitch gave us an incredible lift. The passing was beautiful. We were just really undermanned tonight, and they played beautiful basketball. And can't be any prouder. I've coached a lot of Final Four teams, some championship teams, but I haven't been any prouder of a basketball team than this one.
How about the play with minute 17 left? You called the timeout. You run in the high pick and roll, and they kind of trapped.
Well,
but he still stuck with it.
Yeah, because we felt even if they switched, that Dang could take the guy, and if they didn't, we can throw it to Nano or go back to Dang, and that was you're going to have a new dunk, a winner. Yeah.
How much does it feel kind of rewarding for Dang to have the back-to-back games that he's had now after all?
Well, he's been, for the last 2 weeks, he's been playing great in practice, but it's just indicative. I said, Q, I'm going to go with Trey tonight. I want him to pressure Robinson. He said, hey, go with Trey. Yeah, of all me, he's a senior. I said to Damian, I said, Damian, I need to get Dang more minutes. He said, get him my minutes. It's just the most incredible group. I mean, I've had a lot of fun groups, and I've compared it to my '87 Providence team with Billy Donovan's group, and this is the most special group of young men I've ever coached besides that Providence team, and I told them it's a privilege, it's an honor to even be around you every day. You would think that we were favorites to win the national championship the way we're practicing. You would think there's no question about it. No bitterness, nothing.
You mentioned Leverson. It's not surprising to see him hit the threes that he did down the stretch, but what about what he gave you defensively?
No, he gets the loose basketballs, but this is off the record, if you would, but what Ray's problem is. I'm sorry, there's a female in here. Never mind. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Anyway, David Levitch is just, he's got, I'll use Bill Raftery's terms, he's got the biggest onions of all time. He just is incredible. It doesn't even faze him that this is a big game, and he does it every time I put him in. It's tremendous moxie by that young man. Tremendous.
How close was Ray to playing? Did he have any chance of playing tonight?
We tried him and walked through. He couldn't go. I'm hoping that he can go by Miami. It's a tough injury. It hurts more when you do it horsing around and not in basketball, But
Are you putting lineups on the floor that you've never even practiced with those particular
that
guys?
lineup I have with Jay Henderson is at the 4 spot. And then he said, I don't know the 4 spot. And then Damien said, let me play the 4 with him. And I said, do you know it? He said, I will know better than him.
Q had 2 back-to-back games where he struggled a little bit, came back tonight, played really well. What was he doing tonight?
He was just a terrific basketball player. He's a lot like their point guard, Robinson. He's terrific. They play with their heads. The only thing he was doing wrong is they were both taking it too deep off the pick and roll. They should have just stopped in the lane for their shot because he's taking it into the shot blockers. But, Nana was exhausted, and Motts gave us a little bit of a lift. But we're really undermanned right now. We got to get Ray back. And I told Jalen, you're going to play 35 minutes in this game. We have no choice. So pace yourself on offense, but go hard on defense, and he hardly played.
Rick, it was 48-40 them. They looked like they might, the crowd's going crazy and all that stuff. And then I think it might have been later somebody hit a 3. And then from that point on, it was just a spark. What changed?
That's happened to us all year. We've come back all year. Now, we haven't won all of them, but we've come back against Kentucky. We've come back against Michigan State. We've come back against them all. And then, unfortunately, you could see by good free throw shooters missed at the end because they were exhausted with the amount of minutes they had to play, these guys. But we've come back against everyone this year. Haven't won them all, but we've come back. And that speaks volumes of what they're all about as people.
How much tape study have you and your guys done on Luther, and were you impressed, surprised by what he gave them tonight?
I was a little surprised, but like David Levitch, he stepped up. It's not only the talent, but people stepping up in crucial times with the game on the line. That's what's always impressive. It's easy to make jump shots and score points at times, but when the game's on the line, it's not easy.
Not that your team needs a help and with the mindset, but does it help when you have a win like this and you go to another tough place to play like Miami?
Yeah, obviously we're going to get in. We're going to Miami now, and as fate would have it, it's the plane's here, but the crew's not. They forgot to tell the crew to come fly us. It's good company if any of you people want to subscribe to them.
But does it help when you have that momentum that when you win a big game on the road that you go right?
Well, we're trying for an ACC championship, obviously, and we don't have Pittsburgh's got a lot to look forward to with the tournament, and so does some of the other teams. We don't have a whole lot, but these games. This is our tournament.
Rick, do you look at Pitt as an NCAA tournament team?
I do. I do. Obviously, I think they play Duke next. They're going to have to get some of these games, but I do look at them as an NCAA team. I go through the standings with each league and try to pick the 64 teams. I have a tough time coming up with 64 teams. You'd be surprised. They all say it's on the bubble. Do it. Take all those and say, and try to get. I keep getting 62 or 63, and I'm being generous. You can't come up with it. Now, there's some West Coast teams. I'm not sure how many they'll get, but it's tough to come up with 64. And when you're in a marquee conference like the ACC, and you have a good record in conference, what is their conference record right now? 8-7. So if they have a winning record in conference, they got a great shot at going because the ACC is so powerful. There's really only one team right now rebuilding and struggling, where last year were 4 or 5.
Anything else? One more for Coach?
Rick,
Anybody?
that 3-0 leverage hit to make it 61-58. Help me understand, did Pitt come out in a 3-2 for the first time?
No, they were in a 3-2 a lot in the first half as well.
Okay, but in the second half, was that one of the first?
Yeah, and the other thing that Levitt did in the first half, he's the guy that kept moving the basketball, then he'd penetrate and kick it out to somebody. And we had that great run in the first half because of Levitt as well. Like I said, he's got tremendous moxie. He came as a walk-on. He came at like 140 pounds, 145 pounds, and he earned a scholarship this year, and just has helped us over and over and over. I'm really, really proud of him.